On this week's show, it's walk-off week on the Diamond. We'll recap the Lady Flames' big win and relive the Flames' CUSA sweep with a brand new Inside the Park.
Plus, we'll share men's tennis player Joaquim Almeida's testimony and his journey to liberty. You're watching Flame Central. What's better than one walk-off? Two walk-offs. Liberty softball following in baseball's footsteps this week. Hey there, and welcome into our Flame Central studios. I'm Emily, and he's Matt.
Yeah, we have another great show ahead. We came up with a catchy name. We're calling it Walk-Off Week.
Ooh,
you like that?
I like it.
We'll also go inside the park for a full recap of the Flames series sweep in just a bit.
But ladies first, Liberty softball, which was ranked 25th in the latest ESPN poll, had a midweek matchup hosting in-state foe Virginia, a solid team despite just dropping out of the top 25 rankings this week. The Cavs looking for a win in Lynchburg, but leave it to Liberty and Rachel Crane to set the tone early. This one leaving the park to put the Lady Flames on the board first 1-0. Fast forward to the 6th, UVA trailing 2-1. Kelsey Hackett coming in clutch with a shot up the middle. KK's throw isn't in time, so we're all tied up at 2, which didn't last long. In the 7th, Jade Hilton making it look easy with the high fly homer to right. UVA now leading 3-2. Bottom 7, one last chance for LU. 2 runners on. Who could be the hero? Brooke Roberts said, pick me. She gets this one to fall in deep left center. Aubrey Norris scores, and here comes Alyssa Hinault for the walk-off. The Lady Flames take down Virginia in style. Final score 4-3.
We turn now to Liberty baseball. They entered this past weekend series against Middle Tennessee 2-4 in Conference USA play. They needed a series win in the worst way. Fortunately, they would get more than just a win. They would get a sweep. And lucky for you, our cameras were following it all. It's the focus of this 4th installment of Inside the Park.
Basically everything you do and play for leading up to conference, you try to build the momentum into having a good conference record. I think with us having a hot start, a target was on our back. That's why you saw New Mexico State and Jacksonville State, they came out, swinging.
Through the right side, base hit.
Wowzer, it's a pop into that one.
You can't lose weekend series. So now's the time where, hey, we have lost 2. The season's not over. We have to figure out a way to take 2 out of 3 from everybody else from here on out. And we've got some things to work on to make that happen. Right now, our offense just isn't clicking. It's just kind of a fact.
As of right now, we're going through a little tough spot, but I think everybody still has that belief that, we're going to be fine. We've got to keep the faith. We've got to keep pushing because eventually we're going to take off with it.
Good. Oh, boy, good pass.
If we could get 1 through 9 to just be dogs in the lineup, compete as hard as we can every time we step in the box, and I think that will take us a very long way.
Good, Landon.
Coming up here this afternoon, it's the first game of a 3-game Conference USA series between the Flames and the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders.
Great day to hit. It's warm, it's humid, wind's blowing out a little bit. Okay, so it's a great day to hit. Okay, so you should go up there with a ton of confidence.
How early to begin things in the home first?
3-2, line right up the middle, a base hit.
Early work for Cal, huh?
Swings on the first one and stalls this out into the gap.
3-2, line up the box, a base hit. 2-out single for Christmas. There's a ground ball up the box. It'll sneak into center field, a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes a second. Swing and a miss. 6 strikeouts for Dylan Matheson.
There's no strain. There's no overthrowing. Everything looks like it's so smooth and easy for him right now.
His 5th hit of the game.
Career day.
1-1, lined up the middle, base hit. Run rule here in the 8th inning.
Being back home, letting the guys kind of get settled in their place, being somewhere familiar, I think take it a day at a time. Let's beat Middle Friday, and let's just continue to build momentum.
we're always ready to come home and play in front of our crowd. I mean, going on away trips, like you've got to have the dugout energy because everybody that's there is going against you. So you've got to just have that group of people that's always with you. And then whenever we come home and we get the fans on our side, there's no telling what we could do.
2-2, lunge and a miss, strike three. Got him on a cutter. Told you runs could be tough to come by here today for both clubs. Two really good starting pitchers.
1-2. Swing and a miss, and Drew Horn strikes out the inning.
1 out, no score. Runner at first for Middle Tennessee here in the top of the 5th.
That ball ripped into left. Barone give one look, and it was way out of here. Monster shot for Kenny McKinley.
We feel like we're never out of the fight. Like, it doesn't matter if we're down 2, if we're down 5. We always believe that no matter what situation we're in, we're going to win the game.
Flames trying to mount a comeback here, down 2. On a 1-1 pitch, Tanner Marsh turns one around for a solid single. He's got 3 hits.
Here's Nick Carone with a chance to do damage, and he does right there. Sends one into the gap in left center field. Early to score. Marsh will score.
And the Flames again in the late innings. Now a chance to take the lead.
This one line up the box past a diving Wolf. And to score Sorensen. Barone right behind him.
4-3. Flames lead it. Top of the 9th. 1 out, a man at third. The 1-0. Barone retreating. He's under it. He's got it. But the runner will tag and score, and the game is tied. And we do have free baseball in Lynchburg. Flames trying to win it when we come back.
Sam Aiken still pitching for Middle Tennessee. And he'll face Christmas, Seeley, and Robertson. The count here 2-1. This one lifted to center and deep. Snyder turning around at the wall. It's a walk-off! Game-winning home run for Seth Christmas.
Hey, outstanding job, guys. Outstanding job. Hey, first 6 innings offensively, we had some chances, right? But we showed some toughness. We kept punching and punching and punching. We had the big inning, and then obvious Lloyd there with the huge hit. All right, that's huge. We won the series, right? Time to get what? Get greedy, right? Get greedy, okay?
Here in Lynchburg on this Sunday afternoon, and a chance for the Flames to sweep a Conference USA series here today.
Today's the Lord's Day.
The Lord's Day!
And on the field, we getting greedy, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, no doubt, it's going to take focus and energy and effort all night. Let's go, boys. Come on, come on, come on.
Swings on this one and unloads, belted deep left. That ball is going to sail out of here into the back of the bullpen.
He gets to do the move. Last guy to do it. Someone film this man. Yeah!
2-0 pitch is belted deep right, and you can forget about it. Troyer unloads his 7th home run of the year.
6 home runs for the Flames today, hit by 5 different players. But Sorensen, their home run leader on the season, is not one of them. Somebody forgot to send him an invitation. First pitch, Sorensen skies it out to left field, fairly deep. There's Keaton Ray back, looks up, and that one's gone. Well, he did get the invitation, and that's going to end the ball game.
This is the time where we actually have a really good chance to go on a tear here because we're at home for 2 weeks against good competition, and we've got time to focus on it.
Thanks to that sweep, here's what the standings look like in Conference USA heading into the weekend. As you can see, after 1/3 of the conference season, almost everybody feels like they're still in the mix. Should make for a fun conference tournament at the end of the year, which just so happens to be hosted by the Flames.
Well, as you just witnessed in that great Inside the Park piece, Seth Christmas was the hero for the Flames on Saturday with a walk-off home run in the 10th. With the last name Christmas, I had a feeling he'd receive an invite on the Flames Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage, and the walk-off just sealed the deal. So we celebrated Christmas by asking more about his special moment. 100 off the bat, 417 to dead center. What did you see on that pitch that you sent out?
I mean, I looked like a balloon, to be honest with you.
Really?
I mean, I was sitting dead right heater, and I got it.
You know, like right off the bat, you knew it was it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure if it was going to go out just because of the field. Never know with the wind. But, I mean, I heard the screams and everything. I was like, oh, gosh, I might have just did it.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
What goes through your mind when you know, okay, like this might be my chance to really take hold of this job and make something happen and, you know, start the rest of the year?
Sitting on the bench isn't fun, but, I mean, it's a learning point.
Sure.
Because, I mean, you need to know how to be also a team guy. No matter if you're playing or not, you need to know how to pick up your teammates, but you also need to know that hard work needs to happen. Like, you need to put your head down and you need to get to work. And that's basically just, I told coaches this, I told players this, like, I'm just going to keep my head down. I don't doubt, put my head down and keep working.
We had Christmas decorations, a little caroling. Oh, and more importantly, we got to know more about Seth Christmas. So be sure to check out the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage to learn more. We're on Apple, Spotify, or you can watch it on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel.
All right, let's talk some lacrosse. Quietly, the Lady Flames have been putting together a solid season, but it's all about what happens in ASUN conference play. Liberty would face a conference foe in Lindenwood on Thursday. The ladies were 3-0 in ASUN play this year, tied atop the league. And we won't build up the drama in this one. The Lady Flames took care of business. LU would jump out to a 10-1 lead behind another great game from senior Mackenzie Lehman. She would finish with 5 goals. Tavia Reinertson would add 5 more, while Cammie Merkel chipped in with 5 assists. This one was never in doubt, as Liberty cruises to a 23-12 win, improving to 4-0 in ASUN play this year. After the break, from Brazil to Lynchburg, find out how men's tennis player Joaquim Almeida found liberty and the Lord.
Plus, Rhett McGibbon joins the show to name his top athletes. It's Warm, Hot, and Fuego coming up next.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
So you're looking for a university that has anything you could possibly need.
Anything?
You want a place that has the programs you want to study.
I think I'm going to sign up for the fashion design program.
All right, a place with state-of-the-art facilities.
And who doesn't love big-time sports?
Somewhere you can hike, slide, climb, and most importantly, eat. And all that with a great view? Yeah, I think I know a place.
Welcome back to Flame Central. Everyone has a different testimony. Some come to know Jesus early in life, while others, like men's tennis player Joaquim Almeida, face struggle and hardship before understanding God's grace. For Joaquim, it was a specific life-changing moment that helped him realize God had been with him all along.
Growing up in a small town in Brazil, Joaquim Almeida's talent on the tennis court was undeniable.
At 12, I was the best player of the city, even with the adults. With 12 years old, I moved from Belém to Rio. I knew that if I wanted to go to the next level in the sport, I knew that that was the path that I had to take.
Thrust into the big city life, far from the comfort of home, Joaquim found himself in uncharted territory.
Didn't know much about life, didn't know much about anything. Just a little kid trying to play the sport. That's when I found a lot of freedom. I had my father's credit card, unlimited, which I could use whatever and whenever I want. That gave me much of freedom that I should not be allowed to. I started to make these friends from the sport. They introduced me to places that I have never been before. They introduced me very early to women. They introduced me very early to drugs. They introduced me very early to alcohol and to parties. From that on, my life was a roller coaster.
By his mid-teens, this out-of-control lifestyle had taken its toll.
When I was around 15, 16, I was getting lost completely in the things that I was doing. I knew that my life was a mess, and all of that consumed me to a point that I wanted to take my life away.
But even amidst the mess, athletic talent remained. At 18, Joaquim was still a formidable player.
I got ranked in the juniors. I was playing international tournaments. I was traveling so much. Even though I was doing all of these things, I remember that someone told me about going to college.
Going to college seemed to be the fresh start Joaquim was looking for.
I took the decision to go to the US because I was scared that the environment that I was in will have some bad influence over me. I went to try everything that I could to come to the US and try to restart my life. Still was in an environment that was not Christian environment. All my teammates from that time, they were not Christians. There was no one to lead me still to God's grace.
And yet, God would begin knocking on the door to Joaquim's heart.
I remember that in my second year, I'm walking, and that is our church. And I'm like, man, I need to change my life. I need to go back to Jesus. And it's been about almost 8-9 years that I'm living this life, and it's consuming me.
And one incident would be the final push he needed to get right with God.
I was driving a car without driver's license, and it was late at night. The lights were not on. An officer stopped me, and at that time I remember to asking God, because I knew that that could take me away from the country, from my team, from my university, from my degree, and for all those things, and I just did not want to bring that shame for my family and also for me. So I remember to be praying for God for one more opportunity. And then I just remember the office saying, I'm not gonna give you any ticket today. Tell your friend, the owner of the car, to pick you up and you're good. That's probably the moment that changed my life for completely. Because from that on, I knew that God was with me no matter where I was, and that He cared about my life in general, and he cared about my prayers and he listened then, and that I was actually not by myself in this journey.
After this life-changing experience, Joaquim would return home to Brazil, begin his pro career, and even earn an ATP ranking in the sport. But he felt something pulling him back to the States. And that's when Liberty would enter the picture.
We were looking for a top guy for the team, and Joe was looking for a new home. Turned out to be a good fit. He was attracted to Liberty for the Christian mission.
Coming to Liberty was not only a choice that I was taking, but it was something for good plans of God for my life.
Now at Liberty, Joaquim continues to grow in the game, but his primary purpose is to follow God's calling on his life, no matter what that may be.
My life depends completely on His grace, and without Him, I'm nothing. I love to go back and play professional tennis, but if that's according with God's will in my life, that will happen. If that's not according with God's will, that will not happen, and I'm okay with that. I'm totally surrender and changed from God. How I am here today is just by God's grace, 100% sure, and from who He turned me to be. And He started working me, as in Philippians says. I believe that this whole roller coaster has to be God's work through my life, to be used by Him and to have a better purpose and put me where I am today.
Thanks to Helmut Montoya for producing that piece. Hey, look who's here, Rhett McGibbon. You know what that means. Warm, hot, and fuego. Top player moment from the past week in Liberty Athletics. Rhett ranks them all. Rhett, do we have any special theme this week?
We do. National Farm Animal Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Old McDonald.
That's right.
Yeah.
You love getting on the farm and the animals and
absolutely
all the sunshine.
You've got a little farm yourself there, right? You've got plenty of animals at your place.
Yeah, I do, including my kids. So, yeah, exactly.
All right, let's start with one. Are you comparing the athletes to animals?
That's a dangerous proposition. It is a dangerous one, but here,
okay.
let me start with the animal and kind of like blend it in here so people don't go, oh my goodness. Cows are first animal, okay? And cows, you look out there, they're just steady. They look like they're enjoying their life, just eating the grass, whatnot. Everything's great. And in warm here, men's tennis, Rodrigo Santiago Arrayas, he's just steady. I'm not saying he's slow like a cow. He just kind of does his thing, gets it done. He's leading the team in singles victories. Just recently, 2-0 in singles throughout the week, and they were big wins over number 70 FAU and also number 24 USF. He's 10-6 this spring, and with, it's USA tournament time right around the corner. You just need that continued settling, steady presence.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So,
all right. I'm interested to see where we go here.
Okay.
From warm, we go to hot.
Sheepdog is my next one, and that is Brooke Roberts, for a couple of reasons here.
Tell me.
The moment is the walk-off double against UVA, but also just on the field, she's just gathered in those balls at first base here.
I see what you're saying.
Has moved from second base to first, and she has been terrific. But, not known to get it done with the bat at times. Well, sneaky season. I'm going to get more into that. But, she's not like the home runner hitter she was at her previous level. Yeah. But that double was huge. Her 6th of the season, bringing in Norris and Hinault, who have both been excellent for this team this year. But what I said sneaky, she's hitting .333 this season, 6 doubles. Like, you kind of hear a lot about Roop and you hear a lot about Bryn McManus. But Roberts, while she might not be hitting the home runs, has been a real steady presence in the middle of that batting lineup.
And a great first baseman at a position she'd never really played before.
How many times has she done the splits this year?
That has
and brought it.
One of the more impressive things we've seen
for sure.
this season. All right, Rhett, finally in fuego, who is it?
It's a rooster. It's just cock-a-doodle-doing everywhere. That's Seth Christmas here lately with the home run ball. Game 1 against Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders. Run rule game, Christmas, 4 RBIs. had a home run in that one. You go to game 2, it's so crazy how these games can just go from like massive amount of runs for the Flames, and all of a sudden you're in dire straits. Right. You're just trying to squeak by. It's the bottom of the 10th, and what happens? Christmas in April.
Christmas rooster.
Exactly. Yeah. Love those. Home run to center field, walks it off for the Flames. A big hit, and Seth Christmas has, earlier in the year, not so much in the lineup. Here has found his place as of late, and he's been showing off the power, which has been great for the Flames.
I tell you, and you keep doing that, you're going to keep yourself in the lineup for quite a while, right? Great job.
Thank you.
It's always interesting to see where you're going to lead us.
It's an experience.
We certainly appreciate that. All right, still to come, one of life's most difficult questions answered by the Liberty softball team. Stick around, more Flame Central after this.
System online. Welcome back, William Byron. Launching simulated race in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Before we go, we have a very important debate to settle. This is a long-standing argument you may have seen on the internet over the years. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Apparently, a popular online poll came back with 54% of voters saying no. But who cares about them? Right. Let's put Liberty softball in the hot seat to settle this once and for all.
Oh, a hot dog is not a sandwich. No.
No, hot dog is not a sandwich.
I don't like sandwiches, and I like hot dogs, so I can't put them in the same category.
A hot dog is not a sandwich. In fact, a hot dog should not be permitted to be consumed by anybody.
So, I think a hot dog is a sandwich because...
A sandwich to me is like bread on top, meat in the middle, bread on the bottom. Whereas a hot dog is like, it's like a roll.
It fits the description of a sandwich. Sandwiches are stacked, not folded. Meat, something in between two buns, so there you go.
Like the bread for hot dogs connected. So it's not a sandwich, it needs to be separated. But maybe if you broke the roll and like put it like that, it could be a sandwich. And also, when you buy hot dog rolls, it says rolls, it's not bread.
It has bread on it, but no.
But if you're keeping the roll together, it's not a sandwich.
I don't know what name I would give it. I'd have to make its own name.
I don't know, I just think of it as a hot dog, almost more like a taco, in my opinion.
Right? I don't know. That's the answers.
Matt Warner, this depends on our friendship. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's its own category. Hot dog, Polish sausage, Italian sausage, brat, all its own category, and I want to eat all of them at this very moment. But hey, we're out of time. As always, you can go to our website, libertyflamecentral.com, for any stories you might have missed.
Don't forget Flame Central podcast every Monday. Thanks so much for joining us this week. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you next time.